My name is Bekorat Bore. I got to know about AITT through another agent who does what they call diversity visas for the USA. So I was very keen to study abroad, at the same time financing myself. So he said, "No, look, I know a lady who is helping people to go to Australia." So that's how I got into contact with CB. And from then on, my journey started. The journey to visa stage was not easy. It's a lot of hard work. Compiling the documents that are required by immigration is not easy. Everything has to be authentic, and some things you might not necessarily have them because of the situation that is in Zimbabwe. Some situations you might not have certain things, but then working with AWM made it so much easier. They would give me tips on how to compile everything according to the requirements from immigration. Now I'm here settled. This is my 7th month here. It hasn't been easy settling here because of many reasons. Some of them just the culture, the food itself, being away from home, all that is not easy. And being away from my family, and this is my first time living abroad, away from family for such a long time. So it hasn't been easy, but I have settled. Now I've got jobs, I know how to go around the city, and I'm able to balance the two, work, study, so things are falling in place. It's not very easy to get a job in Australia at first if you don't have Australian qualifications. For me, I left Zimbabwe just before AWM introduced the Certificate 3 in aged care, and I came here with no qualifications at all. So it wasn't easy for me at all because I wasn't also getting any funding from anyone. I've been financing myself. I'm over 30. I can't really ask my parents to be paying everything. And even from the onset, I had their assistance, but I tried at least to do everything independently. So it was a tough journey. But the good thing is, because the Australian market has so many jobs, various things to do, I've managed I do work for an aged care, but I work as a food service assistant, assisting the chef. So I also pick up so many shifts because I work for another agency. So I also pick up so many shifts. So balancing that has helped me to settle in. But I'll still need to do the aged care certificate because that is a very good course to do. And I know once I do that, I'll have reliable work because there's shift work and they don't have holidays. It's 3 shifts every day, 24/7, 365 days a year. So definitely I've already enrolled to start that course. And because of the jobs I do as a food service assistant, I'm able to pay my own fees for my own fees. Though at first it hasn't been easy, but now I've managed to pay for my fees, managed to even assist my sister, managed even to pay, to save for a car, which will be in the due course. I'll be driving around. Here, a car is a need. It's not a necessity, it's not a want, but it's a need. So the city is massive. It's a huge city, maybe twice the size of Joburg, not even Harare, twice the size of Joburg. This is my approximations. So you really need a car to go around, and it's easier to work within jobs if you are mobile. For one to work for 40 hours without breaching the requirements of immigration, it is possible because the 40-hour is per fortnight. My experience tells it all because I work for agency work and I also have a regular job which I do some hours. So some weeks I pick more shifts at the agency. Some weeks, if I realize I've worked more, I don't pick. So that in itself helps one to stay balanced, and they don't breach the immigration law for breaching the work regulations for students. So with that 40 hours, it's possible to sustain yourself and to save for your fees. My tip for other Zimbabwean students who are planning to come here to Australia to study and work is that it is possible to study and work here in Australia, and Set 3 is the way to go. With Set 3, like I said before, I'm actually planning. I've already paid for that course. It's just that I've been a bit too busy doing my other diploma, but I've already started doing it. I've paid for it. It's just need for me to set aside time to do it. So Set 3, doing it in Zimbabwe is very wise, because now I'm trying to balance out two different courses at the same time. So which is not easy, because I've got 2 courses to do. I've got a job on top of that. I also have other things. Family, I also need family, a social life. I need to rest. I need to relax, eat, drink, socialize with friends. So it becomes difficult. So if my advice is to do the Set 3 in Zimbabwe, to avoid all this juggling so many things at the same time. And at least when you come here, it's not just about getting the job. You know, you've got one to tick on your list. So it's now just to get the job. Now for me, I've got so many things to try and juggle, which is not easy. So if you get that Set 3 in Zimbabwe, for me, I would advise anyone, that's definitely an A. And then the driving license, like I said before, a car here is a need. There is no joking about it. It's a need. So have your license, your Zimbabwean license, whilst you're still in Zimbabwe. And the secret to surviving here is all about focus. I interact with so many Zimbabweans, because the Zimbabwean community here is very strong. So with my interaction with other Zimbabweans who've been here for years, what they all say is remain focused. When you're focused, it helps you to save. It helps you to live within the regulations and rules and regulations of the country, and also it helps you to get where you want to go. You know where you're going, where you're coming from, and you're able to achieve your goals easily. So my advice to all the students planning to come here is, when you come here, stay focused. There are many temptations here, drugs and drug abuse, alcohol. So if you get into the wrong friends, or if you don't work and remain focused, you can easily lose all that and lose the reason why you came here. So remaining focused is very important.